Hey everyone, it's Anthony Garrett, founder of the Foster Youth Success Academy.
And I'm Travis Lloyd, founder of OvercomingEmotionalTrauma.com and author of Overcoming Emotional Trauma, Achieving Success Against All Odds. Mark and I both are very passionate advocates for the child welfare system, and we've both done a lot of work for foster care. And one of the issues that we want to talk about today is the relative issues related to college and foster youth and some of the barriers that they face when going to college, and how we can maybe address those and find better ways of dealing with that, not only locally but nationally. And the issues are related to not just the funding, but also the emotional issues that they deal with that might prevent them from being successful with whatever funding they deal with. Mark, can you tell me, what are your thoughts on the current funding sources for foster youth?
Well, I think the funding sources are there. I mean, you have the ETV funding, which is the Early Transitional Voucher Fund, where a foster kid, especially if they're here within the United States, can receive up to $5,000 per year to go to college. And I think a lot of problems is that sometimes a lot of kids don't know about it, or even the kids who do know about it and get that funding, the success rate of them actually graduating college is at an all-time low. Yep. So I've been very interested in, one, trying to raise awareness of letting kids know that the funding is there, letting kids know that college is an option. And even for those kids who may not want to go to college, I am an advocate that you have to have some type of skill. So maybe you don't want to go to college, or maybe you don't want to go to a four-year college, but maybe a junior college to start.
Sure.
Or maybe going to some type of trade school, or even for some kids, the military is an option. And even if those things are an option, you have to be skilled in something, because in today's world, if you're not skilled, if you're not educated, then trying to find the right job, trying to find funding to fund yourself or to live a good life is going to be very difficult. So that's my kind of take on it.
Sure.
But I think that there's options for kids who really want to go to college, and so we're here to kind of bring some awareness to that and to help you understand the importance of college, and also help them to understand maybe how to get into college, and also once they get there, how do you succeed?
Sure. And that's a big point as far as the retention rate, the retention of kids who get there. How do we keep them there? But then one of the other issues is we're getting these kids to college. We're throwing money at them. If they take advantage of this funding, which is something we need to make a bigger awareness of, and then they capitalize on their FAFSA form, as well as secondary funding sources, such as some of these foster youth are also Gear Up students. Gear Up is a national program. It's in every single state where, low income and minority students have the opportunity to receive extra funding to go to college. So some of these foster youth who might even, be covered under that, on top of their FAFSA form, if they go to college, some of them make money going to college.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we need to increase the awareness of those resources and make sure they're available. But one of the issues we're facing is those people who've been made aware of it and they're capitalizing on it, they're not being successful. The rate of foster youth, I think the last statistic I heard was approximately about 28% of foster youth were actually making it to college. But the current success rate is foster youth under the age of 25, only about 2.71% ever graduate with a bachelor's degree.
Correct.
There's a huge lag there, and that's such a significant lag in comparison to the general population.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, what's causing that problem? Where's that coming from? The emotional issues, the barriers of the restraints of being in care. When you're in care, you're essentially a ward of the state, and you have to do things according to a certain way. Maybe you can't get parents to sign off on certain opportunities. Maybe you can't get somebody to sign off on being able to go on a band trip, or being able to go to social events, or being able to be involved in a sport because maybe the funding hasn't come through for whatever foster parent they're with in order to pay for the equipment that they need.